Hello, wonderful people. How are we? Welcome to our team catch up. Some cool updates to share with you guys today. Let us know where you're tuning in from. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and get started. We've still got people coming through, but for those people that are on time, got to reward them. So excited. Back from Bali on a different computer, hotspotting on my phone with a few hours sleep, but nothing's going to stop me from catching up with you guys, getting on with Shoply. We've got so much to do in such a short period of time. We're going to talk a little bit tonight about just some updates and where we're all at and what's coming, how to get paid. A lot of you guys have started to put cash in your banks, which is always one of the exciting things. I mean, we're here to change lives. We're here to do something a bit different in the industry, but hey, we want to get paid for our time. We want to get paid well. That's what the industry is all about. And we're just going to sort of have a state of the union on what's happening, what's coming forward, and a few timelines. But I'd love to hear from some of you guys as well. Jeff said he's banked his commissions this week. Yep, I've done a couple of them as well. Awesome. So we're going to share the screen and jump into a few of these updates here. All right, so we've had lots of different questions that have been asked through the week. So I'll see if I can cover off on a few of them and just things that I think are relevant to where we are in this time now. And as I said, you guys can unmute at the end, ask questions, or as we're going, if you want to type them in the chat, Travis or some of the other leaders might be able to answer them as we go. Otherwise, we'll circle back, get all your questions answered. We want to make sure that you make use of this time every single week, not just for information updates. And we're always trying to put in some upskill in these as well, because I think we have to be careful of always saying, hey, click on this button in the back office, and this is how you do this. And these are really things that you can work out yourselves. And there's all these how-to videos, like how to get paid with commissions. There's a how-to video if you just go in there. So we want to be careful on just doing the basic tech stuff. We want to teach you guys how to invite 100 vendors into Shoply and do it really, really well, really simply, and how to duplicate that. So we really want to make these about training and upskilling you as an entrepreneur and you as a networker. But some of the common questions I've had is, hey, I signed up 2 days ago. Why haven't I made $1 million from the Matrix yet? And so I want to talk to you guys about that one first. And I think most of us are aware of how this works and how it's all related. But we are 4 weeks in. There's been two Matrix finishes, 2 Matrix payments. And so understanding how the Matrix does work is, if your upline is not enrolling many people and you've done nothing, and your upline is not enrolling many, and your upline is not enrolling many people, then don't expect to make much money in the Matrix, not immediately. And so the way the Matrix works is, if you look at what your upline is doing, your upline has 3 positions in the Matrix. So forget about the uni level for a second. So forget about how we get paid on product, because how we get paid on product is a whole separate compensation plan, right? So the way I picture it in my head, I'm a very visual person, is I have 3 columns in my head of how I get paid. I have the Matrix, that's just like a whole different conversation of a comp plan. That's one image, Matrix income. I have the 3% on vendors, that's another income. And then I have the compensation plan, the traditional network marketing compensation plan in the back end. So they're all separate. They do intertwine and talk to each other, but they are all separate income streams. And so with the Matrix, your upline, just the same as you, has 3 positions, 1, 2, 3. You can have no less than 3. You can have no more than 3. You must have 3. The first 3 enrollments that they do go into the first 3 positions, 1, 2, 3. All right, the next 3 enrollments go into the next available 3 positions, which means theoretically you should get 1/3 of every single person your upline enrolls, because it just makes mathematical sense, right? So 1, 2, 3, and then your upline enrolls another 6 people. So you should get 1/3 of those. You're not going to get every single person that enrolls under, because there's those 3 positions. You have the same 3 positions. You'll enroll 3 people, and then you'll enroll another 3. They'll go under the next 3 positions. And so you'll get 1/3 of all your uplines enrollments that'll fall underneath you in the Matrix. You'll get 1/3 of all your uplines people that fall under the Matrix, and so forth. And so the more people your upline are enrolling, both uplines, the second upline, third upline, then the more waterfall effect you'll get into your Matrix. Now, where the most money you'll make in the matrix will come from is the people that you enroll, and then the duplication of their people and the duplication of their people and so forth. And so if you've enrolled with someone yesterday and they're just getting started in the business and they're not really enrolling yet and you haven't put anyone in yet, you probably shouldn't be messaging me saying, why haven't I made 10 grand in the matrix yet? So I think most people are aware of that. I think most people kind of understand how it works. I think there is a little bit of a mystery in the matrix for all of us. It would be awesome to sit down with the guy that made the matrix and the compensation plan. So I think one of the questions is, could I get spillover effect from a sideline upline, in a completely different team on a global sense? The answer is possibly, but probably not. It's really coming from your immediate uplines, you and your immediate downlines and their people in the matrix. So I hope that makes sense. This is a huge potential income source, something that I see being your number one income source, maybe number two income source as the business matures. And so, but you got to give it time. So if there's a waterfall, we talk about the waterfall effect in the matrix. Let's just imagine that there's a cliff and there's water coming over the edge, and you're starting to pour water from 1 kilometer away down this cliff. In the beginning, the water doesn't even get to the cliff. And then by the second day, there's a little bit of a trickle going over the cliff. And the next day, there's like a nice little stream of water coming over. The next day, you've got 3 friends that bring their buckets around as well, and they start pouring water down the cliff. And now we have a nice little waterfall. And next minute, you've got the fire department turn up and there's just waterfall going. So it does take some time for the spillover effect to really come into the matrix. I look at matrix in, the history of matrix as, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-year plan, which can really have a compound effect. And so we'll talk a little bit about the marathon run with Shoply and how it all fits in. But please, as leaders, set expectations for your team on this. Set expectations for your new people on this. I think we did a pretty good job of that from the very get-go. I mean, we were understanding it all as well. But the one thing I was very careful in my first presentation to say was, let's not make this a matrix culture. Let's not go around and say to people, just get a free position, upgrade, and you may make all this money in the matrix. And I think most of us did a pretty good job of that. So I just wanted to address that one. If there's any questions on that, please let me know. Vendors, I'm not going to do a vendor training today, but I think this is a really good topic either for a standalone separate Zoom or for something we can do, say, next Monday, Tuesday. And so vendors right now, this is how I would look at it. Always start looking at your warm market vendors. So who are the entrepreneurs that you know? Who are the business owners that you know? Who are people that you know that have cool products? And they're so easy to approach, right? It's like network marketing, like any opportunity, like coming over for a dinner party. You know them, so they trust you and they like you, and so they're open to a conversation. And the better that you can get at skilling that conversation, the better that you know about how the whole Shoply thing works and how vendors work, the better that's going to be received. But start with warm market. That's what I did with vendors. I got 2 or 3 people that I know that have really kick-ass products, and we started a conversation from there. Start identifying cold market products now. I think it's good timing now. And so I've got a folder in my phone now that says Shoply potential vendors. And like what Travis brought up, weeks ago, when you're scrolling through Instagram, you're scrolling through Facebook, because it spies on us and knows exactly what products we're looking for, it starts to bring up products that we might be interested in. And I screenshot that and I put it into my potential Shoply vendor album. And there's some great products in there. And I don't know whether any of them are going to be open to doing business on Shoply, but I've started to reach out to them. Sometimes you can just click on Messenger and it goes straight into a Messenger chat. So I have a script for that. I have an email script that I find the head office contact details, start sending, a script email to those guys, maybe a phone call to head office. And I start looking at some of these products, which firstly, some of them I want to try first. If it's weight loss or nutrition or detox or heavy metals or, an ab machine that's going to give you 6-pack abs in 6 minutes or whatever it is. I like to try these things first to make sure I can get a result. I believe in them, look at the ingredients before I'm even going to approach them and introduce them to my team and then the whole Shoply community. But I think it's good timing now to start reaching out to these. Which sort of products should we be looking for? firstly, these are the three categories that I like. And to be honest, I don't think I'm ever going to go outside of these three categories because it's the only way we're going to build a really big business. What are some wow products? So what product has an X factor that you know your team, your family, your friends would love to consume every single month? So collagen, right? Big, but I mean, how many companies are selling collagen? And there's really, really good collagen and there's really, really average collagen. So if you want to bring a collagen product into the marketplace because you're super passionate about that, find something that has a story behind it. So they use some sort of different, protein, some sort of different sea life, some sort of different collagen that's in there, something organic, something that they mix in that does even more. They have now weight loss collagen. So it's good for your skin, nails, and hair, but you also lose weight. Find something that has a story behind it that you can tell, that you can introduce to the team. You know that they'll love it every single month. Weight loss, what's different about it? Skincare, what's different about it? So I would be looking for not average Joe products. I would be looking for wow, X Factor products that your team will consume every single month, probably $200 a month or less, around about that. Products with large margins. And so think about what affiliates would get excited about. What about your payday? So I always use the massage chair example just because that was one of my vendors. And, I know that he sells a lot of them around the marketplace. I know we're not all sitting there looking for a massage chair every single month, every single year. I know none of us all have a budget for a $6,000 massage chair, but they are bloody good. And for a vendor to come along and get $400, $500, $600 payment for selling a massage chair, those sort of products with large margins that they can offer a large amount to the affiliate and a large amount of volume to you will also, go really, really well on Shoply. I love the Stellamar product that we're bringing to the marketplace because it's very rare in network marketing, if you study the industry, to find a product that's $99 of that quality, that the vendor is willing to give away $40 direct bonus. So normally that would be probably about a $10 to $20 direct bonus. He's giving us $40 every time we sell a bottle. And it has 80 PV attached to it. So that's really high. That's like a 90% ratio on the dollar, which is normally, 30, 40%. And so that monthly product with a high margin, so to speak, for us is the perfect blend. And then also think about every average day products. So the non-sexy stuff, but the staples. I really like this category. And when I start to talk to people about it, they start to go, wow, that actually does make sense. The toilet paper, the dishwashing detergent, the deodorant, the things that, I know that if the Sunshine Coast goes down to lockdown or there's a nuclear war happening somewhere or there's a Great Depression, I know that we're still buying toilet paper because we're not using the garden hose or our hand. And, so things would have to get pretty bad before we're not buying toilet paper, deodorant, and so forth. And so think about those staples, but also just be smart about them and think, what's my story with the toilet paper? I know that sounds really unexciting, but I love it because I know that that's the best. I'm always thinking out the other end as an entrepreneur. That's some of the best residual income you'll ever get. But what's my story on this toilet paper so that Kristen buys the toilet paper strip? And I know that Joanne and Kristen and Jeff and Jackie and Travis are going to be loyal to Team Influence. They're going to be loyal to Shoply. They're going to be loyal to their own business. But there's a line in that loyalty. I've been around long enough to know that, we really want to support you. We really want to, but it's just $20 cheaper at the supermarket. And people will always be motivated by price, quality, and beliefs. Okay. And so what's your story on the toilet paper? You know what? It's better for the environment because it's recycled. It's so much softer. It's $10 cheaper than you'll find anywhere else. They give back to this charity. I said to Nicole the other day, hey, tell me about our toilet paper, because I had no idea I had no idea about that. So I started asking her about our buying habits. I said, why do we buy the toilet paper that we buy? And she says, because it comes in a pretty wrapper. And I'm like, is that the actual reason? She's like, yes. And it's interesting because this toilet paper comes in this beautiful pink, blue, yellow. And I have to say, when it's all stacked up, I do go, I feel like I'm in a 5-star hotel. And so she used to get it for our Airbnb properties. And all the Airbnbs in our area buy the same brand. All the 5-star hotels up in our area buy the same brand because it just looks cool. Now, when you unwrap it, it's still white, the same toilet paper, right? But they also give a percentage of money back to a charity. It is nice and soft, it feels good, and it's really competitive on price. And so if I brought that product to the Shockley marketplace, then Kristen's going, you know what? I can get this delivered to my door for like $1 more than going, or $1 less, or so it's price competitive. I'm getting a kickback on it, getting paid. That's it, bang, toilet paper once a month on auto ship. So start to think about things like that. Deodorant, you know what? It doesn't have any mercury, any magnesium, whatever the bad things in it. This deodorant works, it smells good, and it's got no chemicals in it. This shampoo, it works, it smells good, it doesn't have, so a little bit of an X factor, but everyday products will work really, really well. Start to find them, approach companies. We'll do some more training on approach. And I know that's a big stumbling block for some people is, what are my words? What is my approach? And so there's some scripts in the back office. Well, I should say there's scripts in our Facebook group under the featured section that Travis has put down. We'll put more and more scripts in there as well, but that's a good starting point. And so you have your messenger, your phone, your email scripts ready. The vendor funnel is coming soon, like probably before the end of September, right? And so that's going to make it a lot easier for people, where you will literally copy and paste your link. So instead of trying to find this video, this video, this video, or what's my email script, or Aaron, can you get on a phone and help me close this vendor? You'll go copy paste. You'll still have a bit of a script to send them, but what they'll do is they'll click on your link. They'll go through a funnel. So they'll come to your website, they'll click on, I want to be a vendor. It takes them to a specific vendor video, and then the next vendor video, and then the next vendor video. And there's literally a button that says back or sign up. And so you could, with good marketing, not spam, with good marketing, good conversation, good script, sending your link, you could wake up one morning, have a vendor signed up, and you're not even sure who it is. You know, oh, not Aaron, I just got a notification in my back office that some company called Nike, is that how you pronounce it? Nike just joined up as a vendor, that they're really keen to sell their Nike products. And so they can sign themselves up through the back office. I want to be an international vendor. Let's go. I love the look of this. And you're just like, that was good. So the funnel is going to really help, I think, duplicate everybody. So you got to understand, guys, like, I still get so many questions and concerns from people that if this was a 10-year-old company, would be really, really good questions and concerns. But it's an 8-week-year-old company. And so all these tools are coming. And so right now, as pioneers, you know, apart from what we're putting together, you got to come up with your own scripts, your own phone calls, your own initiative, your own desire and drive. But all this stuff is coming. And then, yeah, definitely get your upline to help take the next step and close the deal, talk more information. We're really here to help with that. But, you know, do a lot of the heavy lifting first and make sure that your products probably fit into these categories. You've reached out and we can help you with scripts and that, but you've reached out, they really like the look of what they see. That would be the minimal qualification that I would want to jump on a call with them. Not, hey, Aaron, I just saw an ad on Instagram for this collagen product. I'm on a cold call with them right now. I've added you on a 3-way. No, that would not be a qualified call as a vendor. So I hope that helps a little bit. We'll do a full hour training on this with some real specifics. But yeah, start reaching out now, and yeah, get your little album in your phone, screenshot, write a list, get the contacts, emails, phone numbers, addresses, get it all together and start reaching out. Or if you want to just send, like I had someone from, I think it was Norway yesterday, send me an email of her script that she's sending out. So she's taken the initiative. That was Elvie. If you're on Elvie, she's taken the initiative to write that script, that email, starting to approach companies. And then she just sent me the email saying, hey, can you just check this and maybe edit, add, delete anything that you would add, delete, and I'm more than happy to do that and send it back. So that was good initiative. So I'm just going to pause there for a second, and I'm going to stop sharing, and I'm going to invite Travis just on that, why we are talking about inviting and vendors. And I've got so many, this is a different computer. Anyway, Travis, I just thought I'd invite Trav on to talk about where we're at, both from a vendor point of view, I guess, but more so as well, you know, affiliates and influencers and influencer pros, because, you know, the psychological effect of a launch company is, you know, free invite, free invite, free invite, free invite. Oh, there's my button, stop share. And then we go into upgrade, upgrades. And I tell you what, the volume is being huge. I would say that I've done probably equal or maybe the best first 4 weeks that I've ever done in a launch. So it's been really well received. Upgrades have been really well received. But then we get into a stage, and you guys would have felt the same with your volume. We get into the stage of pausing. And this is what the field does. They go, okay, now what? I'm going to wait and see the Shockley platform. I'm going to wait and see the Shockley products. I'm going to wait and see if money does hit my bank account before I start continuing to invite. And so I think that would be the wrong move, because the advantage right now is team influence. Because if every other team sort of stops and pauses and we're still inviting, the company's going to be like, man, that team is on fire. What are they doing different? And it's just a mindset. It's just a mindset that we don't need to stop inviting right now. We shouldn't be stopping inviting right now. The story is still the same, except we have more to show people now than we did 2 or 3 weeks ago. So what's different? So I'd love to hear from Travis on like techniques of that inviting, why we should still be inviting, how we should be doing the practicality of it all. So Trav, over to you, brother. Love to hear from you. Thanks for jumping on, as usual.
Thank you so much. Great information, Aaron. I appreciate being here today. And, you know, as you were talking, I was thinking how much money is lost through indecision. More money is lost through indecision than just about anything else out there when it comes to just failing to take action. And I'm going to give you a couple of examples. So there's a book that I'm fond of. Aaron and I both know this gentleman. His name is Jordan Adler, and Jordan is a top earner in the profession of network marketing. He wrote a book called Beach Money. And in Beach Money, he talks about how he loves to go just hang gliding, and how he was there one day at the park and he was running or watching people run and take these jumps off of the cliff, and it requires a tremendous amount of faith, right? I mean, it's not for the average person to go run and just jump off of a mountain and know that you're going to get caught with the wind, and the wind's going to catch your sails or your wings, so to speak. And so he said he was watching one after another just go and jump, and he just thought, man, it just requires such faith to be able to go and do that. And then he watched somebody that ran up to the edge, and just as he got to the edge, he actually hesitated. He froze. He was afraid, and he ended up falling off of the cliff. Luckily, he didn't die, but he broke his leg. And he talked about, and he used that as an analogy, as how so many people do that in the network marketing space. So many people, they get up to the cliff and then they just pause and they hesitate. There was a big game this weekend here in American football and college football, and it was the #1 team in the country was playing. They were playing a team, Georgia. So Kentucky was playing Georgia. And in the heat of the competition, Kentucky was in this tough but not impossible position against this #1 team in the country. And with just 3 minutes left on the clock, they faced this critical moment. And they faced, it was 4th and 7. For those of you that understand the game of football, they were on the 50-yard line. And rather than going for it, they made the conservative choice to punt the ball away. Now, remember, they were losing by 1 point at the time, and they had the ball and they were driving, and they were up against this team with this top prospect quarterback for the NFL. He's the #1 rated prospect for college players that are going to go to the NFL. And yet throughout the game, they had successfully converted on first downs when they had the ball, and they even led at 1 point. But still, when the pressure was on, they opted for safety. And the result was their opponent took control. And by the time Kentucky got the ball back, they were pinned down on their own 15-yard line with time running out and no realistic chance to turn things around. And so I thought a lot about that game this morning. And I was thinking that this decision to punt reflects a larger pattern that we often see in life. When faced with pivotal moments, many people choose the safe route. Many people choose to avoid risk or to sit back when they should be taking action, even through a bold move that could lead to victory. Kentucky didn't lose because they weren't capable. They lost because they hesitated in the moment that required courage. Similarly, in life, the biggest regrets often come from the chances that we didn't take, rather than the ones that we did take. And just as Kentucky missed the opportunity to push forward, many people let fear hold them back, or indecision or uncertainty hold them back. And they might not, it might just be that you might miss out on this launch of an opportunity with Shoply, or because you haven't seen the site yet, or, whatever the case might be. I know this, you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. You miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. So playing it safe might keep us comfortable, but comfort rarely leads to extraordinary outcomes. And the lesson here is very simple. Greatness requires risk. Greatness requires action. Kentucky's decision to punt is a reminder that to achieve something exceptional, you must be willing to take bold actions. Even when the odds maybe even are sometimes against you, whether in business, relationships, personal growth, it's the moments when we choose to leap instead of playing it safe that define our success. And if you want to win against the best, you can't afford to hold back. If you want to win here at Shopley, you can't afford to hold back. Not right now. There are these windows of opportunity that don't come along very often and they don't stay open very long. But in that short period of time, you can accomplish in a 90-day, 6-month period what it might take you 3 to 5 years to accomplish in any other opportunity. So I want you to imagine this whole scenario in the context of entrepreneurship, your experience here at Shopley. You might have this solid plan, you might have resources and support, but the moment that you hesitate or avoid making that difficult decision is the moment that you give your control to somebody else and you miss the opportunities altogether. So I just wanted to share that with you for a moment. Now, I want to just give you some tips and some thoughts on how to build value, because dollars always follow value during the invitation process. I always say it's the process that builds the value. It's the process that we take a prospect through that builds the value. You know, a lot of people, you know, when they first reach out to someone, they tend to say too much because they're excited. And when they do that, what happens is people often form an opinion without knowing all the facts. And I'm going to give you an example. So if right now somebody came to your front door and they knocked on the door and you looked outside and you saw somebody there standing there with a clipboard and you knew that they were a salesperson selling something, what's the first impression that you're going to have? Immediately, you're like, oh, what's this person selling? I don't even know if I want to answer the door, right? But it can be something that you really, really need and really want, but your first impression is to put up a wall at a subconscious level. I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Everybody wants to buy, but nobody wants to be sold. Everybody wants to buy, but nobody wants to be sold. And we have to understand that in the nature of the business that we are in, people are going to put up a wall at a subconscious level. They're going to form an opinion without knowing all the facts. So we have to take them through a process, and it often requires baby steps in the very beginning. I want you to imagine that if you'd never heard of Shopley and somebody called you and they're like, hey, listen, I want to tell you about this new company called Shopley. It's so exciting. It's decentralized e-commerce. And you know what? These guys, they're started or founders, and they're all legends in their own mind. And it's going to have all kinds of products. We're launching in 165 countries. And blah, blah, blah. And you're on the other end of the phone. You're going to be like, whoa. For the next 2 weeks, you're not going to take that person's call. And that's a lot of times what we do. I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Nobody wants to be pitch slapped. I said pitch slapped. Nobody wants to be pitch slapped in network marketing. And you've got to understand that. So there's a process that we take people through. There was a study that was done in England. They went to an initial group of homes. They knocked on the door and they had this big ugly sign that said, slow down, children are playing. They knocked on the door and said, listen, we're trying to do good. Would it be okay if we put this sign in your garden? That's what they call it. A yard is a garden in England. And one by one, the homeowners took a look at the sign and they were like, I just don't want that ugly sign in my yard. So less than 10% of the people said yes. They went to a second group of homes with a much smaller, non-obtrusive sign. Same thing. Trying to do good. Would it be okay if we put this sign in your yard? This time they had about 60% of the people that said yes. But here's the interesting statistic. They went back to the people that said yes to the smaller sign a month later and said, people can't see the small sign. Would it be okay if we put this bigger one in your yard? Same ugly sign that everybody originally said no to. This time, 70% of the homeowners that agreed to the smaller sign first allowed them to put the bigger sign in their yard. What does that tell us? People are more willing to agree to do something small before they agree to do something much bigger. And if you take that into consideration with your invitation process with Shopley, this is what a process typically looks like. Not that. That marker's done. So typically what happens is we start off by having conversations with people. If you're not having conversations, you're dead in the water, right? It's like having a closed sign on your business. Conversations always lead to invitations. Conversations lead to invitations. How do I get to these conversations? All kinds of different ways, right? We have action marketing and we have attraction marketing. And I'll give you some examples of both. So let's start off with action marketing. So first of all, with action marketing, I might text somebody that's in my phone and just say, hey, listen, Aaron, I've got something important that I want to talk to you about. Do you have 5 minutes to connect today? Now, if I text Aaron and Aaron got that text from me and he's somebody that we're friends, he's going to look at that text and go, sure, how about 4 o'clock today? Or call me right now. Right. So that would be an example of action marketing. Now I would get on the phone with Aaron, and I'm not going to give Aaron the entire pitch right up front. But what I am going to tell Aaron is, listen, I have found something that look at, and I think I really go make some serious money together. If I sent you a short little video that explained a little bit more about what it is that I'm so excited about, would you watch it? And then can we connect and chat a little bit more about it? Aaron's going to say yes, because I'm not asking, it's not a huge ask. I'm not asking for his credit card, and I'm certainly not, sorry, it looks like I was unstable for a moment. And I'm certainly not asking him to watch a full presentation at this point. So that would be an example of action marketing. I could leave a DM in somebody's messenger. Hey, listen, Mick, I just wanted to reach out to you. I hope the family's doing great. I love seeing you going fishing all the time. I love seeing you out on the golf course with your son. Hey, listen, I don't know if you're at all open right now, but I've come across something, and it's unlike anything that I've seen before. And I'm going to tell you something. This is going to be the biggest thing that I've ever built in my life. It's got something for everybody. And I would love to send just a little 2 to 3 minute video to you in your messenger that just explains a little bit more about what it is that I'm up to. Would that be okay with you? Right. So that's an example of action marketing. Now, all of these things are designed to get to a place where we eventually have a conversation. Down here in attraction marketing, it's posts, right? Curiosity posts. Hey, I found something. For those of you that are looking for some new opportunities or new ways to generate income, I'm working on something that is huge. And I'm going to be letting everybody know in the next few days. But if you want a sneak peek of what I'm up to, reach out to me. Let's connect, right? All of this is designed to get to here so that you're having a conversation. But you have to know your role and know your objective when it comes to inviting and getting people through the process. What's your role? It's to get them to just take the next step. That's it. And in this case, the next step, just to watch a little 3-minute teaser video. Little 3-minute video. Listen, I'd love to drop a little 3-minute video here in the chat that just explains a little bit about what it is that I'm so excited about. And then from there, I'd love to have a conversation with you, chat with you a little bit more about why I'm so excited. So I get them to the 3-minute video, and then I get them to a point where we get on a call or a Zoom, and we chat a little bit, and I explain to them what caught my attention about Shoply, why I'm so excited. It has something for everybody, something, it's very refreshing. Here are the things that I'm tired of in the industry, and this is what I'm so excited about. I'd love to send you a full overview that really breaks things down so that you can get a better understanding of what it is that we're working on. Or better yet, there's a live overview that's happening a little later on tonight. It's invitation only, and I would love for you to be my guest. If I sent you the link, would you watch it? Right? So then from there, we get back on a phone call, and now we go over any questions that they have. Now they want to know, hey, tell me a little bit about how the compensation plan works. I want to know a little bit more about the vendor side of things, right? So eventually what happens is we arrive here, the moment of decision. I really don't care. I shouldn't say I don't care, but I have one objective, is to collect a decision, but not just any decision. It's a well-informed decision. That's my objective. The average person has to be exposed to something minimum 5 times. On social media, it's like 15 to 20 times before they take action. 5 exposures before somebody is ready to make a decision. You cannot go for a decision, try and present and get somebody to sign up right here. And that's what a lot of people do. And they are met with objection. They are met with resistance because people are forming an opinion without knowing all the facts. And so what I do is I understand my role. What's my role? To get the person to the next step in as short a period of time as possible, condensing time frames. One of the things that I love about Shoply, and I'll wrap it up here, is the tools that they have created for us are phenomenal. The videos, the resources, all of the different presentations that are available to be able to share. By the way, for those of you that asked for my presentation on Thursday, I just posted it in the team page. I got it edited and condensed a little bit. It's there now. So there are so many different resources that are available to us. You just have to become, I call it becoming a master craftsman. What's a master craftsman do? They know exactly which tools to use based on where they're at in the process, based on which prospect that they're working with. So the reality is, you got to figure out, number one, how to get to the point where you're having conversations on a regular basis. Number two, your role and responsibility. You've only got 4 key responsibilities. That's it. That's the good news. You only have 4 main responsibilities if you want to be a professional network marketer and make a full-time income. The first is you just got to notify people of what you're up to. Hey, listen, Aaron, come across something that I'm pretty excited about. In fact, I haven't been able to sleep at night because I'm so excited about it. I found a new business model, unlike anything that I've seen before. And you know what? It's got something for everybody. In fact, what people are saying is that it's extremely refreshing. It's a new way of doing business. It's almost like Amazon for influencers with a compensation plan attached to it. Aaron, I think that there's a lot of money to be made here, right? And I want you to know something. I am all in on this. This will be the biggest thing that I've ever done in my life. And the people that choose to lock arms with me at this stage of the game are going to benefit tremendously from everything that I do moving forward. So now here's the next thing. Here's your next responsibility. Notify people of what I'm up to. Aaron, I would love to send you a full presentation. I'd love to send you a 3-minute video that just gives you a high-level taste of what it is that I'm working on with your permission. I believe in permission-based marketing. I'm going to ask for permission to market to Aaron. Right? So I notify people, invite them to take a closer look, and I follow up. Aaron, did you get a chance to watch that presentation that I sent you? What did you like best? And now we're going to go through any questions that he might have. I'm going to make sure I put him in front of the right resources and right information to make sure that he has all the information that he needs so that I can collect a decision. Guys, this is all we're doing right now. This is all we're doing. And going back to my original point, the first phase was to utilize the invite system, leverage the invite system, bring people to the table to get educated so that you could collect a decision. Now that's over, it doesn't mean we stop inviting. It's time to accelerate. And as you continue to accelerate and take people through this process, it's just a numbers game, you guys. At the end of the day, if you just did 5 a day, right, 6 days a week, that's 30. Take 2 days off, 25 a week. Multiply that times 4.3, which is the average month. That's about 120, 110 people you put in process every month. You do that for 90 days. Even if you're bad at this business, 20% are going to get involved in some form or fashion. You do this for 90 days, you will be one of the top recruiters in the company. It's just about consistency. With an opportunity that is brand new, we haven't even pre-launched yet, you guys. Our pre-launch is in October. You have this window of opportunity right now to go out and take advantage of this opportunity that very few people know about in the world. All you've got to do is start implementing the system. By the way, in this process of here, when I send them the Zoom, I'm also adding them to the ATM group. I've noticed the invites to the ATM group have slowed down. Just know this, the more people that you invite to that ATM group on Facebook, the more you're going to have the system working for you, dripping on your prospects. So don't forget in this process of taking your prospects through these different exposures, along the way, make sure that you say, hey, by the way, I'm going to send you a link to a group. It's a private group, a community, where you can learn all about Shoply. They're constantly educating and informing. It's a great resource for you just to kind of keep your eye on things. Even if somebody tells me no, just so you guys know, I say, hey, no problem. Would it be okay if I just sent you an invite to a group so that you can just kind of keep an eye on things? And if this takes off the way that I think it's going to, can I come and tap you on the shoulder in 60 to 90 days? And I still get them in the group. So use that group as your resource and let the group go to work for you. So Aaron, that's all I've got, brother. I'm going to go ahead and kick it back over to you. Let's keep the invites going. Let's accelerate when everybody else has the parking brake on. And as we get a little bit closer to the vendors rolling out, we're going to have some new trainings that are focused on how to bring those vendors on. And then here's something to get you excited about. We are going to have a business launch collective community that is aimed for people that want to participate in product launches that are coordinated, where we are literally providing you with the content, exactly what to post, exactly what to share, how to create your reels focused around that product to maximize the product launches that we are rolling out. So for those of you that want to participate in that, stay tuned because that's coming soon. Aaron, back to you, brother.
Awesome, Travis, as always. I love that. And, you know, I love Matt Morris's story. If anyone's followed Matt Morris over the years in network marketing, he spoke about his failures in his early days of network marketing, like tragic failures. And what he worked out was if he was going to become this leader, he just decided to outwork everyone in his company. So he was in his 20s, young person, joined this new company, and all he did was jump on Zooms like this. So he would jump on his team Zoom. He would take notes, record it, snapshot, and then he would go and reproduce a PowerPoint presentation based on the information they just learned he would go and run that PowerPoint for his team, and his team were like, my God, this guy's a guru. He's come out of nowhere. I thought he was a pretty average sort of networker, and he's just he's an absolute guru. And he would go on to the next team Zoom, take notes, redo a presentation, then present it as if he was presenting, and he just did that over and over and over again. And what he did was that exact thing that Travis said was, 5, 10, 15, 20 invites every single day, consistently over time. And by the end of the first year, he was the #1 recruiter in his company, the #1 earner in his company. And there were people that had been in there 20, 30, 40 years in the industry that were wondering how he did it. But he outworked everybody. He was just super consistent. He went to the top. And so this is a kid that had tried and failed, probably about 25 at this stage, went to the top of his first company just with pure work ethic and consistency. So I love that. One thing I'll add to that is to become the person, and this will take some time, and this is a conscious decision. This is upskilling, but become the person that when someone says, I'm super excited about this opportunity, I'm all in here, that they listen. And what I mean by that is, you ever had anyone that's sent you those exact words that Travis said, and you're like, whatever, that's the 15th thing that you've sent me in 15 days, and I know that you quit on these things, and they're always posting controversial victim posts on Facebook. Yeah, it's the person that you're just not going to listen to. And so become the person on social media, a perception, in real life as a leader, self-development, skill set, that when you do send that message, they go, my God, if Kristen's excited about this, I need to take a look. Oh my God, if Joanne is telling me this is a real thing, I'm going to listen because she's a smart chickie. If Travis is excited, I need to take a look at this thing. I don't want to miss out, because they've seen posts on Facebook. They may never have met you or talked to you before, but they've formed a perception of who Joanne is on social media. Social media is super powerful. Go and do a social media audit immediately on your Facebook, your Instagram. What's your profile picture say about you? Because I guarantee you it's a reason that people will join you or not join you, or even look at your message or not, if they're not really sure who you are. What's your background picture say? What do your posts say? Go and clean it up and become that person that people will want to join. And that takes some time and consistency, but without that backup, I look at social media as a business partner in the background doing the work for me. I've got to do the action, but then I just introduce them to my social media persona, and they go, wow, okay, maybe I should take a look at this. Training for another day, but just thought I'd mention that as well. I'm going to continue on with a few PowerPoint things, and we're going to wind this up. Okay, I want to talk a little bit about this. I think this is an interesting one. Just thumbs up. You can see my screen yet. We should be good. So very, very interesting. Shoply's going to have thousands and thousands and thousands of products, which I think is awesome, because the more products we have, the more money we're going to make over time. It's one of those things, right, where if that wasn't true, they wouldn't put a Hungry Jack's, a McDonald's, a KFC, a Subway, and a Red Rooster all in the same place. Remember when they started to do that, and we're like, that's crazy. They're just going to cancel out each other. They're not going to be any good. But everyone just went to this one spot, and most people hadn't made up their mind yet. They hadn't made their mind. Am I doing KFC today? Am I doing McDonald's today on my cheat day? I don't know. I'll just drive to that service center and I'll decide when I get there. Or let me know in the comments if you've driven there all to get McDonald's, and then one of the kids goes, no, I want KFC chips, or I don't like McDonald's chips. And then someone else says, no, I'm going to try and be a bit healthy. I'm going to get Subway. And you end up driving around to 3 different ones in the same spot. And so it's great to have all these products in the same place. That's why Amazon works. That's why eBay works. That's why Temu works. But in network marketing, niche is what duplicates. And so from the get-go with this, I've been excited for everything that Shoply brings to the party. However, being 27 years in the industry, I also know that if I go and present this to the every average day person and go, hey, here's Shoply, this is how it works, and look at all our products. It's like taking a date to a restaurant with a menu that has 300 pages, and you go, hey, what should we eat? And it's just like, man, I don't know where to start. But if the menu has here's your entree, here's your main, here's your dessert, well, I'm in. Let's do this. We're at the restaurant. Let's eat. And so I think it's really important, and this is where it just comes down to your leadership, my leadership, our team culture, sticking together with a niche of products, even just starting with 1 or 2. And there's been a really interesting study done on this, and they showed that, companies with just 1 juice product duplicated more than the company that had 2 products. that duplicated way more than the company that had 3 products, that duplicated way more than the company that had 200 products. And so that's where, and we'll do some training on this. And someone asked a question in the question chat before, can we get a list of all the vendors? Well, when this goes live, you just be able to log into your back office and see all the products. So you have a list of all the products. And then as a group, as a team, we'll decide, and I'm not saying everyone has to do this, right? But as a culture, we want to do this because it duplicates, it just makes sense. And so we're going to pick that wow factor, that X factor, the product that we know, like a Stellar or whatever it might be, product that we just know could be a standalone billion-dollar product in its own network marketing company, and we all get behind it. There's a company called, used to be called RX, it's now called PartnerCo. And they're sort of similar to My Daily Choice and a few of these other companies where they're kind of trying to have all these different products. The problem is you can't have 100, 200, 300 products and make this work. You either have to have 10,000 products or 5. You've either got to be one or the other. When you start going in the middle, then it becomes confusing. But they've got together at the start of this year, all the leaders in all different teams got together and recognized this. And they said, we're just going to promote one product for a year and let's see what happens. And so they all got together and they promoted this thing called Skinny Drops. I'm sure, put in the chat if you've heard or seen on Facebook people promoting Skinny Drops. I've actually tried these products a couple of years ago. It didn't do much for me, to be honest, but they have really good results. It balances your hormones, people lose weight. It does really work. It's a good product. And so they just all got behind it, had a funnel, promoted these Skinny Drops, and their commissions, duplication, and sales went up 295% from the previous year of promoting everything to everyone, different teams doing different things. So this has been proven over and over and over again that we want a niche in the beginning. At the very first, let me take you out on a date. We've got one restaurant, I already booked it. It's got one meal. We want a niche in the beginning, and then we can open it up for everyone, because what's going to happen is everyone's going to go in for the Skinny Drop, or everyone's going to go in for the Stellar, or everyone's going to go in for that 1 or 2 niche products that we all determine. And again, not saying you have to promote that or do that. You might go off on a skincare direction. That's fine, because you're a strong leader and you're super passionate about that product. And we will support you in that every step of the way. But as a general rule, hey, we're going to start with these 1 or 2 products. And then what's going to happen is they're going to put that on auto ship, so they stay qualified, 100 PV. And then they're going to go, hang on a second. I like the look of this collagen product. I won't tell Aaron I'm buying it. Not that I care, but people are going to buy the collagen on the way out. They're going to buy the cherry ripe on the way out of the checkout. They're going to buy the bottle of water on the way out of the checkout. They're going to buy the bottle of twisties on the way out of the checkout. So in Shoply, they're going to do those little purchases on the way. I need some toilet paper. I need some detergent. But we're not going to niche with, hey guys, come and join Shoply. We have this cool detergent. It's not X factor enough. So I hope that makes sense, guys. I just wanted to really bring that up and set your mindset on that, to create that culture, so we're all on that one page, so that you are aware of that psychology, which a lot of you already would be. But I think that's a super important to be conscious and smart of in the back end, to know what works and what doesn't, but to know that we've got so many things in the checkout aisle on the way out that that's going to increase your volume, increase your commissions over the long term as well. But then you're going to have teams that are going to branch off in all different niches. So we do have the best of both worlds. So I wanted to bring that up. This is a really big one for me. I've done so many different videos on this over the years. And, it just falls on deaf ears all the time for the 90%. But for the small percentage of people that get this, it really makes a big difference. And I went on through training with this, with my mentors. And the day that I decided that I was going to take this advice was the day I started making more money. It was my first year that I made 6 figures in network marketing. And so when I started in network marketing, I still owned gyms. And so I was selling Herbalife product, Amway product, 4Life products. I mean, probably half a dozen different network marketing products in my gym. I was probably trying to build 2 or 3, just talking. And I was just getting a little bit of traction on all of them, but no big traction on any of them. And so I sat on this Zoom, they talked about focus. And I said, and I was also doing at the same time, I had 2 gyms going in Sydney. I was doing some trading. I had an eBay account. I had an affiliate program. I mean, we were doing everything. And so I decided to drop it all. And it's hard when you're an entrepreneur, especially when you're young and new, it's a little bit of FOMO. Like, you know how much money you can make on Amazon. You know how much money you can make trading. But I just dropped it all and went, you know, I'm just going to get super focused. And so I kept doing the gyms because I needed to pay the bills. And I focused on one network marketing company. And for the last 9 months of that year, I hit six figures for the first time and then went on to make millions of dollars. And so my message will be the same again. And again, this is for people that want to make some really, really good part-time income. This is for people that want to make full-time income. And this is for people that want to make rock star income and make network marketing their home run. If you don't fit into that category, so if you're just like, you know what, I'm just after a little bit of money. You know what, I'm really passionate about lots of different things. I like to promote crypto here, weight loss here, collagen there, phone plans over there. You know, I just love to promote different things. I sell a few products and I make $1,000 a month. If that's you, this doesn't really apply. It doesn't really matter. But if you're looking to make significant income with network marketing, you have to choose one company. You just have to. It's just, unless you're Jason Karamanis, the king of network marketing with contacts everywhere, you can do two or three. Most people aren't that. Even the best of the best aren't that. And what it does, it confuses your team. So if you're promoting Shoply on your Facebook one day, if you're promoting weight loss drops another day, if you're promoting a affiliate, you know, online program another day, you might make one or two sales on those products. One or two people might join as an influencer pro, but your team will never, ever, 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 ever look at you as the leader that's going to lead them to network marketing success. You're just someone that posts a bunch of different stuff. You're kind of cool to hang out with. I'll check that out. I might buy something. And so I would also write down some notes to go, okay, and if that's not Shoply, that's cool. Really, really honestly, if that's not Shoply because you're more passionate over here and you want to be a rock star in network marketing, drop Shoply and go and run with it. And I know that's a weird thing for me to say on the training call, but I'm here to give you honest truth bombs. And if you can get focused, and I'm not saying like go quit your job and sell your business and come and do Shoply on a startup right now. For the majority of people, that would be disaster. But what I'm saying is work out what is paying your bills, what is feeding the kids, what is bringing in that consistent income, and keep on doing that for sure. Keep on doing that for sure. But find one network marketing company and go all in. Go absolutely all in. Put your blinkers on. I know there's lots of shiny lights out there. I know that's cool. I know that's cool. I know that product's great, but I'm just going to go out and build this and watch what happens. Trust me, watch what happens. And so that I would leave you with that to get focused. And again, I'm not saying, you know, you have to do it 40 hours a week or 20 hours a week. Even if it's 10 hours a week, it's 10 hours a week, but it's 10 hours of super focused, super serious. You're catching up on the recordings of the Zooms. You're on the Zooms. You're inviting. You're all in, and see where this thing goes, because this is a marathon build. It's not a sprint, particularly with a startup, particularly with what Shoply is. And I'm telling you right now that in my belief, in my opinion, the reason I'm here anyway, is this company will reward you like none of the other network marketing companies can out there over the next 5 years, over the next 10 years, over the next 20 years. And remember, we always over anticipate as humans what we can do over a short period of time. Like, I've been in the Matrix for 2 days. Where's my $1 million? I've been in Shoply 1 year. Where's my $1 million? We overestimate what we can do over a short period of time. And maybe we should. Maybe we should in today's world. 2024, we've got AI, we've got social media. Maybe we should overestimate. But what we also grossly do as humans is underestimate what we can do over the long period of time. In the company that I made my first 7 figures, I made about 150,000 in my first year. In my second year, I made around about 75,000. In my third year, I made about 1.2 million. How many people would have quit before they got there? And so the compound effect of your efforts really kick in, particularly in this industry with this business model. So it's going to reward you the way that it pays, the way that it's going to be built. Nick's vision for this, Ron's, Terry's vision, is to be the fastest company to $1 billion. And I don't put that on my socials or in my general conversations, but I can tell it to you guys because it sounds a bit cliche and hypey, doesn't it? But again, if that wasn't their goal, I wouldn't be here. And so Jeunesse did $1 billion annually in their 6th year. So for us to be the fastest, we need to do that in 4 or 5 years. Our goal is to go past Amway. They're still an $8 billion company. So we can do that in 10 years this thing's going to be huge. And if you're consistently building it, you're going to get paid some serious cash. So we need to be consistent with this, make consistent action over the next 3 years, delete any shiny light, excuse, victim, and short-term mentality. Now, there's going to be an incredible group of people that do this, and an incredible people will get incredible results. Also, truth bombs, there's going to be people, even on this Zoom, that are going to drop out before the next 3 years. I'm telling, I know that we wish that wasn't the case. I know that maybe it's not this group. I've just been around too long. And I know it's going to get too hard for some people that aren't ready for startups and pioneering, that perhaps don't see the vision out the other end, that perhaps don't have the mindset to go through the hard stuff, right? But what I can tell you is, and why I love saying these things, and I wouldn't do this on an opportunity presentation, right? All your prospects would be like, oh my God, I'm not going to join this thing. But I can say it to you guys. There's a great book out there called Your First Year in Network Marketing by I think it's Mark Yardell. And it's been around for a long time now, but I would highly, highly recommend every single person on this call goes and reads that. Your First Year in Network Marketing. And I read that maybe at mid-20s. And I really believe that that book is why I'm still in network marketing today. Because what that book did was it started to show, it had truth bombs in it. So it showed what was going to happen in your network marketing career. And it talked about this analogy of being king hit, right? And so if you're just running along like what Travis said, you're like, oh my God, this is so exciting. This is going to be so great. We're going to make $1 million in our first mate. You've got to come join, mate. And then bang, someone comes up and king hits you from behind and you're not expecting it. You're going to go down hard and you might hit that pavement and never get back up. But if you know that, hey, someone's going to say no, someone's going to reject you, someone's going to bring up this objection, the credit card's not going to go through, the product's not ready yet, you know, the product's not ready in your area yet, this one costs more, this person quit. If you know that's coming, like the king hit, and you can duck under it, you're like, hey man, that's cool. I knew that was coming, so I ducked under it and I'm going to keep on going. And that analogy in that book is why I'm still here today. And I gave that book to every single person in my team. And guess what? Every single person in that team read it. And when shit went down, they're like, cool, ducked underneath it, kept on moving forward. And there's a bunch of other truth bombs in there. There's a bunch of incredible testimonials about zero to hero, broke to rich. It's a great book to go and read, a great book to give your new team members your first year in network marketing. And if people know what's coming and they can start to build that mindset, if you can get behind a product here, start duplicating. And once those funnels come in, guys, I understand that, you know, we can have all this great mindset, but at the end of the day, if your team can copy paste, and people go through an incredible funnel to become an influencer pro or an incredible funnel to become a vendor, you're really going to start to see some great duplication, particularly if we niche in. So this will all come together. Okay, getting paid. Once you've set everything up, I'm just going to jump into my back office real quick and show you a few things on commissions and getting paid. But once you want to withdraw funds into your wallet, I just thought I'd put this URL on. Some people get a bit lost on where to go back, and I'll post this in the featured section of the Facebook group as well. But it's shoply.globalwallet.com is where your commissions, where your actual money will be to get paid. So let me just show you the process of that real quick. Let's go over here. So this is your back office. So I've just clicked on commissions and I've gone to live commissions here. And this is what you'll see when you come up to it. You'll see nothing, probably, at the moment anyway. And so usually it's sitting here on monthly. So monthly is remember our 3 screenshots? You go in here, you'll see monthly. You want to change that. So, okay, so remember our 3 screenshots. We've got the matrix there, which is paid. Take note of this, guys. Your matrix is paid every 2 weeks. Okay, so it's bi-monthly. So you've got matrix every 2 weeks. You've got your sign-ups, so your direct bonuses, which are paid every week. And then you have your uni level out the back end. Remember the 3rd screenshot? Your uni level is paid monthly. And that's based on product sales, marketplace sales. So that's why we haven't really had a month of commissions yet, haven't had products yet, so we have 0. So you want to change this here to weekly. And it would be cool if it actually said like direct bonuses, might make it easy for us. But change this to weekly. All right, so we change it to weekly. Let's change it to week 1. Okay, so a lot of people have been texting me and saying, hey, my commission say 0 and I've enrolled 6 people. That's because you're on week 4. You're on your current week where you've enrolled no people. So change it back to the first week, okay, which is like 4 weeks ago, and you'll see the commissions will come up here. And then change it to the next week, you'll see your next lot of commissions. Change it to the next week, you'll see a lot of commissions there, for example. Now, if you want to look at your matrix, you change it to bi-monthly. So a lot of people are saying, oh, I can't see any money in my matrix. I got a timestamp really early on. My upline's enrolled 42 people. I've enrolled 6 and it says 0. Yes, you need to change it from monthly to bi-monthly to see your matrix income. And again, go back to August. So go back to the first week and then you'll see, your matrix income. Change to September, see your matrix income. So every 2 weeks, you'll see the incomes there. So that's where all that is. You can go into earnings. You can see, your total earnings. That's all live now. And this is the interesting one. So go into commissions and go down to points. This is how you get paid. And most people wouldn't know to go to points. Like, why would you go to points where my money is? But that's where it is. And the reason being is that everything's going to be put in points. So you don't have to use your points as commissions. You could use your points for product. And so moving forward, we're going to be able to say, hey, I want those dollars to buy this, to buy that, to be on my order ship, to be on my subscription. No, I actually want to bank that. And so most of us will want to bank it. Your commissions will be up here. So I've taken all of mine out so far. But what I would do is I'd come over here. I'd select an account. So I'd choose a product, or I want to choose commissions. Can use commissions at the moment because I want to get paid and that's the only option. So commissions, amount to transfer. So I want to transfer my 55 cents that's left and I would click on transfer there. And then that would go into my e-wallet. So that's how you do it, okay? Commissions, points, change that to commissions and put in the amount, click on transfer and you're in. Now where you see that, if you go down to profile, you'll see you've got your web profile where you just got your address and socials and all that. Up here, commissions account. So click on commissions. And the very first thing you need to do when you come here, okay, is you need to put all in your basic details. So if you're there for the first time, just work through the details that are there. Do it nice and slowly, put all your information in. Then it's going to get you to put in some identification. Then it'll ask you to send them through a bank statement and so forth. Just follow through the process. There's actually a whole video that does a walkthrough for you. So people that try and rush it make mistakes and they're going to go back and forth 100 times. Just play, pause, do it step by step, and it'll take you through. And then you just go to that URL. You can take me to my account, and that takes you to that shoply.globalwallet.com. Your funds will now be here. Say it takes from that process that we just did before. It says it'll take 24 hours to turn up to here. I've found that it turns up in somewhere between 1 and 5 hours. It's pretty quick. And so that amount will be there. So let's say there's $8,000 sitting there. We would then click on withdraw funds. And then I've already put my bank account details in because I went through the first process. So I would click on request, or I'd select this one and just select it into your bank account that you've chosen. Okay, so I want to put it into that bank account there. I want to put in my $8,000, so $8,000, and then click on that one, click on that one. You have a PIN that you would have set up in the beginning, so you put that in, and then you just click on bang, and that'll go into your bank account. It's taken me, I'm in Australia, right? So I'm international, so it's been taking between 5 and 7 days to land in my bank account. For you guys in the US, it's probably the next day, I would imagine, the next day or two. But that's how we do that one. So I just thought that I would show you guys that because a lot of people haven't started that process, but knowing where your money is, how to see it, how to request it, that's where people get excited, right? Starting to put some coin in. And, if you've enrolled people, there's going to be bi-weekly matrix money there. And understand too, like if you see, $600 from the matrix sitting there, but then there's no money to request, don't panic, because for example, once you see the money show up in your report, it can't be requested yet for a certain day. And I'm not on top of all the days yet. I think it's, for me, the other day I logged in on a Sunday and the money was available, but on the Saturday it wasn't. So you might see the money's there on your report on Wednesday, So you go and do the request, but you can't actually put it in your bank account until the Sunday. So you'll see it drop in on different days. As the cycle goes, we'll know that, you know, close off business on Wednesdays is money day, or close off business on a Friday is where the money drops. It takes another 48 hours. We'll get to know the routine. But just keep refreshing it and requesting it, and it's all there for you. So guys, I'm going to go into any questions, wind it up. I think that's been some good info for today. Let's keep the momentum rolling. Let's keep the invite rolling. The invite system is still there. It's just as good a story as it's always been. In fact, we've got more to show. The website will go live any day. I don't know when exactly, but this week is supposedly when we'll see the products, we'll see the vendors. In terms of the Stellamar product, that will be available soon. They might be a week or two delayed because they've got a new shipping vendor that they're going to use. So they might be a week or two delayed on that, but that product will be available this month, hopefully. So I'm really excited to try that one. If you haven't seen that, have a look in the Facebook group. If you've got products that you want us to look at for that niche duplication, let us know. But yeah, website live this week, if not next week, fingers crossed, where we see products, we can go shopping, we can add customers. Mum and dad can go buy their collagen product. We can buy those digital, well, we can use the digital courses, which are free. We've already paid for them with our Influencer Pro Pack. So I'm looking forward to doing some of the AI training, the social media training and so forth. That should be cool. Right, let me have a look through this question. Met up with there's a guy living in Bali who's the Asian, I guess, executive, Asian manager. His name is Chris Cooper. So he was with my last company. So if you guys have anything to do in Asia, anyone in Indonesia, I mean, anywhere around Asia, right? Chris would be your contact point. So I did a cool video with him while I was in Bali. I'll post it in the group. He's got decades of experience in the industry. So yeah, anyone in Asia, he can meet with them for you. He can do tours for you, get up on stage for you. He can help you with vendors in Asia, particularly. So he's a great contact to have as well. I think it'll be a really important one to tag your team in. So when you see the recording go up in the Facebook group, just do the old, @ and just tag your whole team, get them to watch the recording. The more and more information people have, like I would say 99.9% of the questions that I get, if people are jumping on these, the questions are answered. And I know not everyone can get on there live, but everyone can watch the recording. So get your teams tagged in the recordings, get them used to going onto the YouTube channel or, into the Facebook group and tagging them, get a real system going. As much as I might do like an @ everyone, not everyone watches that, but they will listen to you because they know you, because they're your friend, because you're their upline. So have those mini chats, those mini groups and those mini notifications going. There's some incredible leadership growing in this group, from people that have sort of been sitting back and watching, but super capable, to people that are growing all the time, to people that have had experience in the industry for a long time. So it's exciting to see. And I can just tell there's sort of people that are ready to explode, but they're just like, I need to see the website live. I need to see these products. I want my first product shipped. And I get that. I mean, I wouldn't wait for that, but I totally get it. So we're just about there. All right, guys. Well, we'll be back here at the exact same time next week. If you can jump on my call tomorrow night, that would be great to support that, get some numbers on that, particularly new people, and we'll keep building this thing out, guys. If you have any questions in the meantime, you didn't want to ask here tonight, you know where I am. Feel free to contact me. Thanks, everybody.